Hi guys, welcome to Pioneer Advanced Hair Transplant Center. So top 5 reasons why one should not get hair transplant done we are going to discuss today. There are a few points we should consider why one should not go with hair transplantation procedure. Number one is basically age less than 25 years. We do not consider doing transplant because further hair fall is a problem in those patients. So minimum age we should consider is 25 and above, because you should understand it, when you have complete hair fall is stopped, then only hair transplantation procedure will help you. So one should not consider age less than 25. That is the reason. So you have to speak to your doctor about medication to stop the further hair fall. Then if you are not going for transplant, what you can do is maybe you can consider taking PRP injections, or you can consider taking medications. Number 2 reason is diffuse pattern hair loss. One should not go with the transplantation. Diffuse pattern is, it's not complete bald. You got thinning hair all over the scalp. So diffuse pattern guys can consider going with the PRP rather hair transplant. Details about your diffuse pattern case, you speak to your doctor and get the better information about it. So most of the diffuse pattern cases, what happens is throughout the scalp, each and every follicle, each and every shaft is getting thinner. So they are the not good candidates for going for the hair transplantation. So hair transplantation is useful only when you got a very thick hair in the back and there is no hair in the front, completely baldness. This diffuse pattern, each and every follicle having on your scalp become thinner and you cannot implant any more hair there. And even if you implant it, you would not get very good density and good outcome from the hair transplant. Number 3 important reason not to go for hair transplant is if you are a candidate expecting hair on the temple angles, that is corners, and even in the forehead area. So I don't recommend transplant for you, and it doesn't look good because the temple angle is actually a triple dimension factor you're going to get here. If you can implant here hairs there, probably these angulations will neither match to this sun side and front side. So you cannot able to implant a very natural way, and you will be wasting a lot of grafts there, which looks really awkward after the transplantation. So one should not consider doing a hair transplant in the corners or temple angles. Our second reason is if you implant your hair very front on the forehead, probably that looks definitely weird hair transplant and bad outcome also, and you are wasting more grafts there also. One should not think about getting a hair transplant done on the forehead and temples. This is the reason. And another point is you will be requiring 1 centimeter down. If you can draw the hairline which extends to temple angles, almost requires more than 500 to 600 extra grafts. Having 500 to 600 extra grafts actually makes sense to implant in the back. So consider wisely. Remember one point: your donor area, donor hair number is always limited and constant. No way you're going to increase the number of the follicles by doing hair transplant done. This hair transplantation only, we are taking it from the back side and implanting it. You should be knowing how wisely you're supposed to implant the grafts, which better angle. If you unnecessarily bring it down, rather not getting good results, it looks very bad and awkward. It happens to see hundreds of cases in my practice about this wrong angulations and wrong placement of the hairline. Basically, the hair transplantation go failure just because of not only wrong transplant, wrong placement also, wrong design also. Having done hair transplant in the frontal hairline and the temple angles, definitely a wrong choice, and it's not a good one to go with a hair transplantation procedure. Number 4 is the donor quality is poor. If you have a very poor donor quality, you should not go with transplantation. The poor donor quality means probably if you see with your naked eye, sometimes you will not understand it is a good quality or poor quality. There is a 3 parameters we should look into. The photo looks great sometimes, but you got a very cheating donor. When you observe it very clearly, you don't have a good donor quality there. Usually what we do is we observe, number 1 is how many grafts that are located, that are present in one given square centimeter is one parameter. Parameter 2, what is the number of follicles each graft do your donor have it? That is number 2. Number 3 is what is the thickness of the each shaft, each follicle. So all these three parameters, one important step. Another parameter is what is the donor area, that means scalp dimensions in the back. You got a very big scalp or small scalp, which decides your donor quantity also. So one reason is quality, second reason is quantity. So quality means again this thickness, how many follicles are there in graft, what are the number of grafts present in one given square centimeter. These are the parameters which can help you to get quality and quantity grafts. So donor quality depends on all these four parameters. You should consider that parameters. Probably being a patient, you cannot understand it because the photo looks same for everyone. And I'll be showing even one cheating donor. Cheating donor means you got a very good for the photos. When you open it and examine it, you got a very thin quality grafts. These are the reasons to avoid hair transplant. So if you got a very poor donor which cannot supply to the demand implanting all the scalp, imagine you are in a class 6, class 7 baldness, donor is very less for even 1 or 2 sessions. So kindly do avoid the transplantation process. You talk to your doctor, your donor is quality is best or not, which can help you better to decide to go with a transplant or not. So poor donor quality overall, we can say you are not a good candidate to go with transplantation. Reason number 5, it's the last one but not least, you should be knowing it. This is the reason if you are a man expecting 100% density with a hair transplantation procedure, absolutely don't go with the transplantation procedure. Most of the clinics would not tell you this. This is a fact, because if you are expecting 100% density with the hair transplantation, which is absolutely not possible, because remember, transplantation is only a process. You are taking the hair from the back side, which is already you are bald, only left with 30-40% of the hair, that you are going to take an implant in the front. You cannot expect 100% density at all. You can get somewhere threshold density. Threshold density maybe 50-60% can help you to bring down, bring the illusion that you look like 100% density. A lot many other factors like your hair texture, your scalp size, a lot many other factors are there to cover your scalp. And remember, hair transplant is a camouflaging technique. It's not a substitute for last hair or original hair. So this camouflaging technique would help you to bring the reasonable change, optimum decent coverage to your scalp, which is reasonable to think about go for the transplantation.